Hi, my name is Daniel. 5 months ago, I couldn't speak English. I knew some basic words, but I couldn't use them. I couldn't make full sentences. When I wanted to say something, my mind went blank. I felt nervous, confused, and uncomfortable. English was always around me, but it felt very far away. I remember many situations when English stopped me. I didn't apply for better jobs because interviews were in English. I avoided conversations with people who spoke English. When someone talked to me in English, I smiled, nodded, and hoped the conversation would end quickly. Inside, I felt embarrassed. I felt small. I felt frustrated with myself. I tried to learn English many times before. I downloaded apps. I watched videos. I bought grammar books. At the beginning, I was motivated. I studied for a few days, sometimes for a week. Then I stopped. Grammar felt heavy. Rules felt confusing. I memorized things, but I forgot them quickly. Nothing stayed in my head. Every time I failed, I told myself the same story. I told myself that English was not for me. I believed that I was bad at languages. The real problem was not grammar. The real problem was fear. I was afraid of making mistakes. I was afraid of sounding stupid. I was afraid that people would judge me. Because of this fear, I stayed silent. I didn't practice. And because I didn't practice, my English didn't improve. It was a circle, and I was stuck inside it. One day, I felt tired of feeling this way. I didn't want to feel embarrassed anymore. I didn't want to avoid opportunities because of English. I didn't want to feel nervous every time I heard someone speak English. I decided to try one more time. But this time, I promised myself something important. I promised myself that I would stop rushing. I would stop forcing myself. I would learn English calmly. I didn't start with grammar. I didn't start with rules or tests. I started with listening. Every day, I listened to simple English stories. Slow English, clear English, stories about real life. Stories that were easy to follow. At the beginning, I understood maybe 30%, sometimes even less, but I told myself that this was okay. I didn't need to understand everything. I just needed to listen. In the first month, I only listened. I didn't speak. I didn't push myself. I listened while walking. I listened while cooking. I listened before sleeping. English became part of my day. But not in a stressful way. It was calm. It was quiet. Slowly, English started to sound familiar. I recognized some words. Then I recognized some phrases. I stopped translating every word in my head. I just listened and let the language flow. At first, this felt strange. My brain wanted to translate everything. But I didn't let it. I told myself to relax. I told myself that understanding would come later. And it did. Slowly. Very slowly. But it did. In the second month, something changed. I started recognizing full sentences. Sometimes I knew what the speaker would say before they said it. This feeling surprised me. It felt natural. English no longer sounded like noise. It sounded like language. I still didn't speak much. But inside my head, English was forming quietly. I noticed that I was less afraid. I didn't panic when I heard English anymore. I didn't feel pressure. I felt calm curiosity instead. I wanted to understand more. I wanted to keep listening. In the third month, I started speaking. Not with people. Not in public. I started speaking alone. In my room. I repeated sentences after the stories. Slowly. With pauses. Sometimes I stopped the audio and repeated one sentence many times. Sometimes I made mistakes. Sometimes my pronunciation was bad. But no one was listening. And because no one was listening, I wasn't afraid. I talked about simple things. About my day. About my thoughts. About my life. I didn't try to sound perfect. I just tried to speak. Little by little, my confidence started growing. In the fourth month, English became part of my routine. I didn't think about studying anymore. I didn't count minutes or hours. I just lived with English. Every day, I listened to stories. Every day, I spoke a little. English stopped feeling like a school subject. It felt like a tool. Something useful. Something real. I noticed that my reactions were faster. I didn't need so much time to think. Words came more easily. Sentences felt lighter. I still made mistakes, but I accepted them. I understood that mistakes were part of the process. In the fifth month, I realized something important. I stopped thinking in my native language. English words came naturally, not always perfectly, but naturally. I could express myself. I could answer questions. I could speak without panic. This moment was very important for me. It changed how I saw myself. I didn't become fluent in 5 months. I didn't become perfect, but I became confident, and confidence changed everything. I was not afraid anymore. I was not silent anymore. I could communicate. This is how I learned English in 5 months. Not fast, not magically. There was no secret method, no special talent, just calm learning, simple listening, daily practice, and patience. If you are listening now and you feel stuck, I want you to know something. You are not stupid. You are not bad at languages. You are just learning in a way that doesn't work for you. Slow learning is not weak. Calm learning works. If you want to learn English without stress, Through calm and simple stories, you are in the right place. Subscribe to this channel, and let's learn together.